Welcome to today's examination of one of the most critical aspects of our technological future, the ethical dimensions of artificial intelligence. As AI systems become increasingly woven into the fabric of society, the emphasis on transparent and ethical implementations will only grow more urgent. According to research from the MIT Sloan Management Review, organizations that prioritize ethical considerations in their AI deployments not only reduce risks but also create significant competitive advantages. The Harvard Business Review similarly reports that ethical AI implementation correlates strongly with consumer trust and long-term brand loyalty. Today, we'll explore the multifaceted ethical landscape of AI through four crucial lenses: privacy considerations, regulatory compliance, social ethics, and AI-specific ethical frameworks. We'll also discuss practical steps for implementing ethical AI based on research from leading academic and corporate institutions. Part 1. Privacy considerations. Let's begin with privacy. Perhaps the most immediate ethical concern for most organizations deploying AI systems. Research from the Stanford Institute for Human-Centered AI indicates that organizations must fundamentally shift their approach to data privacy. Rather than treating privacy as a compliance checkbox or afterthought, it must become a foundational design principle. Their studies show that organizations that design with privacy as a core value build significantly stronger customer trust and demonstrate greater resilience when facing regulatory changes. The Berkman Klein Center at Harvard University has documented how customer control over data has become non-negotiable in modern AI systems. Their research demonstrates that when customers are given meaningful control over how their data is used and how algorithmic decisions affect them, not only does trust increase, but the quality of data often improves as well. This virtuous cycle benefits both customers and organizations. Transparency represents the third critical dimension of privacy considerations. According to IBM research, clear disclosure is essential whenever customers are interacting with AI versus human agents. Their studies show that customers experience a significant breach of trust when they discover they've been interacting with AI that was presented as human, regardless of the quality of the interaction itself. The Carnegie Mellon University Privacy Engineering Program has developed frameworks showing that privacy by design approaches, where privacy protections are built into systems from the beginning rather than added later, reduce development costs by as much as 30% compared to retrofitting privacy features. Part 2. Regulatory compliance. The regulatory landscape for AI is evolving rapidly, creating both challenges and opportunities for organizations. Research from the Oxford Internet Institute tracks how regulations like the European Union's General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, and the California Consumer Privacy Act, CCPA, have fundamentally altered how organizations must approach data governance. Their longitudinal studies show that early adopters who embraced these regulations as strategic opportunities rather than compliance burdens gain significant advantages in data quality and customer trust. The Georgetown Law Center on Privacy and Technology has documented how regulatory fragmentation, different requirements across jurisdictions, represents one of the most significant challenges for global AI deployments. Their research suggests that organizations should adopt the most stringent requirements as a baseline standard to create operational efficiencies and reduce compliance risks. Perhaps most importantly, research from the World Economic Forum indicates that regulatory compliance should be viewed as the floor, not the ceiling, for ethical AI. Their global surveys demonstrate that organizations that merely meet minimum regulatory requirements fail to capture the trust premium available to those who exceed these standards. Stanford's Reg Lab has developed computational approaches to regulatory compliance that can significantly reduce the burden while improving outcomes. Their work shows how AI itself can be used to ensure that AI systems remain compliant with complex and evolving regulations, a promising approach to a seemingly paradoxical challenge. Part 3. Social ethics. Beyond privacy and regulatory considerations lie broader questions of social ethics, how AI systems impact different communities and society at large. Groundbreaking research from the AI Now Institute has documented how bias detection and prevention must be integrated throughout the AI development lifecycle. Their studies reveal that attempting to address bias only during training or only during deployment is ineffective. Ethical AI requires continuous monitoring and adjustment. The research team at Microsoft Research has developed frameworks for fairness and inclusion that demonstrate how AI systems can inadvertently amplify existing social inequalities. Their work shows that organizations must explicitly design for fairness rather than assuming it will emerge naturally from seemingly objective algorithms. Princeton's Center for Information Technology Policy has conducted extensive research on stakeholder perspectives, showing how AI can help architects understand and model different viewpoints. Their studies indicate that organizations that systematically incorporate diverse stakeholder perspectives create more robust and ethical AI systems that better serve their entire user base. The impact assessment frameworks developed by the Data and Society Research Institute provide structured approaches to evaluating the societal implications of AI systems before deployment. Their research demonstrates that organizations using these frameworks identify potential harms earlier and address them more effectively than those relying on post-deployment monitoring alone. Part 4. AI Ethics. AI presents unique ethical challenges that extend beyond traditional data ethics or business ethics frameworks. Research from AAAI, Association for the Advancement of Artificial Intelligence, has established explainability as a cornerstone of ethical AI. Their studies show that when AI systems can provide clear explanations for their decisions, not only does user trust increase, but system designers gain critical insights that improve overall system quality. The IEEE Global Initiative on Ethics of Autonomous and Intelligent Systems has developed comprehensive ethical frameworks specifically tailored to AI development. Their research demonstrates that organizations adopting these frameworks experience fewer ethical incidents and recover more quickly when issues do arise. Studies from the Alan Turing Institute emphasize the critical importance of human oversight in AI systems. Their research shows that even the most advanced AI systems benefit from human judgment, particularly in high-stakes domains or areas with significant social impact. Research from the ACM Conference on Fairness, Accountability, and Transparency has documented how accountability mechanisms are essential for ethical AI. Their studies reveal a concerning tendency for organizations to attribute decisions to the algorithm, rather than taking appropriate professional responsibility, a practice that undermines ethical governance. Part 5. Practical steps for ethical AI implementation. Let's turn now to practical approaches for implementing ethical AI, drawing on research from leading institutions. The Partnership on AI has developed evidence-based guidelines that emphasize the importance of establishing clear boundaries and non-negotiable requirements early in the AI development process. Their research shows that organizations that define these parameters experience more successful implementations with fewer ethical complications. Research from Google's Responsible AI team demonstrates the critical importance of data quality and validation in ethical AI. Their studies show that comparing AI outputs against multiple authoritative sources significantly reduces the risk of harmful outputs, particularly in high-stakes applications. The Berkeley Center for Human-Compatible AI has documented how expert review remains essential even with advanced AI systems. Their research indicates that subject matter experts can identify potential issues that might be missed by automated testing, particularly in domains requiring specialized knowledge or cultural context. Studies from the Montreal AI Ethics Institute emphasize the importance of testing AI systems in low-risk environments before wider deployment. Their research shows that organizations that implement graduated deployment strategies experience fewer ethical incidents while accelerating overall development timelines. The Future of Life Institute has developed frameworks for continuous improvement in AI ethics. Their research demonstrates that ethical AI requires ongoing monitoring and refinement rather than point-in-time assessments. What they call ethics as a process, not a checkpoint. Conclusion: as we've explored today, navigating the ethical landscape of AI requires a multifaceted approach that addresses privacy, regulatory compliance, social ethics, and AI-specific ethical considerations. Research from across leading institutions consistently demonstrates that the most effective AI systems will combine technological efficiency with human empathy and judgment. According to the Pew Research Center, public acceptance of AI is strongly correlated with perceived ethical governance, suggesting that ethics is not merely a moral imperative but a business necessity. The McKinsey Global Institute has documented how organizations that prioritize ethical AI experience stronger customer loyalty, better talent attraction and retention, and greater resilience during crises. Their research indicates that ethical AI represents a significant competitive advantage rather than merely a cost center. Success in the AI era will depend not just on adopting new technologies but on fundamentally reimagining the relationship between organizations, individuals, and society. This reimagining must begin with breaking down the data silos that prevent comprehensive understanding while simultaneously building up the ethical frameworks that ensure responsible use. As we conclude, I want to emphasize perhaps the most consistent finding across all the research we've discussed. Ethical AI is not in tension with effective AI. Rather, they are mutually reinforcing. Organizations that build ethics into the core of their AI strategies don't just do better ethically, they build better systems that deliver more sustainable value. Thank you for joining me for this exploration of AI ethics. The path forward requires both technical expertise and moral wisdom, a combination that will define the leaders in the age of artificial intelligence.